This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're talking about how you can prepare yourself and others for the 3 Girls in Love lifestyle and movement. This 3 Girls in Love lifestyle, it's a community that we're creating here. It's a movement. It's a big global family that will be created from this. This is my life purpose, to unburden women and children in the best way possible and to raise up leaders who will take care of these women and children. Here are some tips on how you can prepare yourself the best way possible for you to be emotionally, physically, and mentally ready for this type of lifestyle. I would say number 1, anything casual, throw it out the window, because you want to make sure that you keep the lowest notch count possible, meaning as few sexual partners as possible. This will keep you emotionally stable, but also keep you away from getting unwanted pregnancies, getting unnecessary STDs, and it will prevent you from becoming emotionally involved with someone that's maybe not good for you in the long run. The right guy is worth waiting for. And I would say this place is it. So keep your notch count as low as possible, because when you think about it, the guy that you're sleeping with, who you end up not being with for the long term, you're basically cheating on the guy that you're going to end up being long term with. If there's any sexual casual relationships going on, you're cheating on your future long-term partner. That's not necessary. You would be better off not having done that, but rather focusing on you, focusing on unburdening yourself, focusing on making sure that your mental space is correct and that you feel good about yourself, and not putting yourself in positions where you can be rejected and receive lower self-esteem because of it. The second thing I'd recommend is to get yourself in a debt-free position, both in terms of money, but also in terms of addictions. Every addiction that you bring with you throughout life is a form of debt that needs to be paid back in terms of quitting, in terms of stopping it. It could be alcohol, it could be cigarettes, it could be coffee, it could be anything that makes you feel out of control and mentally and emotionally unstable if you don't have it. And I'd simply recommend, in order to boost you with the motivation and the necessary mindset to actually succeed in getting everything right, is to watch all of the Girls of High Value videos and watch some of them multiple times. Another thing that I believe could be very practical in your preparation for 3 Girls in Love lifestyle is to take some coaching. Get some Skype sessions in there where you talk directly to me or some of my colleagues, and you get the help and attention that you need to get things off your chest, to ask direct questions, to get guidance on perhaps what you should be doing in preparing yourself. What's your next step? Sometimes you need that specific direction that's all about you and your life. Because the things on the videos are very generic. And if you do take some affordable coaching from the 3 Girls in Love movement, you'll be able to figure yourself out. And you'll be able to take the next steps necessary and be held accountable to do those, but in a manner that doesn't burden you. The goal is to unburden you. The goal is to make your life happier and simpler so that you will be prepared for the relationships that are to come. We've got to realize that once you start a 3 Girls in Love lifestyle and the relationships with 4 different people, 3 different women and 1 man, you want to make sure that they have as little baggage as possible. The more baggage they bring into this relationship, the harder it will be to navigate these relationships and make them work in the long run. But if they come into that relationship having as little baggage as possible, or in other words, having embraced their past and reckon that past with themselves and feeling okay about it. Feeling no guilt nor shame because that's my past. And I'm a different person now because I've gotten it out. I vented it out. I'm done with that now. And I've proven through my track record that I don't behave like I used to anymore. And it shows that you're ready for the 3 Girls in Love lifestyle. It takes time to make that change. That's why the less baggage you have, the more prepared you will be for the 3 Girls in Love lifestyle. Once you've begun to understand yourself, once you're committed to the 3 Girls in Love lifestyle, once you are truly in the system, make sure that you develop tons of friends until you begin to gravitate towards 2. Women somehow always seem to end up in 3s. You'll begin to notice that more and more as you go out and about. And you'll see 3 girls, 3 girls, 3 girls. Sometimes there's 2, of course. But whenever there's 2, there's always something missing. They need that 3rd leg on the stool. And you'll feel the exact same way once you're in the 3 Girls in Love community. You'll want to gravitate towards 2 others who are like-minded, who are kind of like you, and you guys just have a blast every single time that you guys gather together. That's what you want to do. That would be the next step after you understand yourself and understand the movement completely. But also realize that perhaps you won't find those other girls in the 3 Girls in Love community. Perhaps you actually have to invite others into the community because they don't know about this yet. You'll actually want to tell them about the Girls of High Value channel and introduce them to the 3 Girls in Love lifestyle. Introduce them to these topics. Introduce them to the understanding of the woman. And part of telling other people about it is also introducing those that you love, your parents, your siblings, whoever, so that they understand this too. They might not accept the lifestyle. They might think it's wrong. It's kind of like a lesbian coming out of the closet for the first time. People are not going to understand. But eventually they get used to the idea. Once they're used to the idea, everything's great. Everything's fantastic. And then the last part, which is the selection of the right guy. Now there's 3 aspects to this one. The first one would be one time in the future, there's going to be fathers that collaborate together to assist their daughters to find the right guy. That's the preferable way of doing it. But until that day comes, pretty much, how do you get the stamp of approval that this guy is a trustworthy guy, a guy with integrity, who's got the financial means? How do you know that he's got the stamp of approval? In the beginning, it will come from the Men of High Value channel, from this movement that we're creating. Right now, I've got 0 men to recommend. Nothing. Nada. There is no one that's ready. There's no one that qualifies yet for a 3 Girls in Love relationship. I don't even qualify because I've got a high standard of what a man of high value should be like. But soon enough, let's hope maybe within the next 12 months, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Maybe in 2 years, we're going to have 50 or 100 guys that are prepared and ready. And it's continuously going to increase over time. But I can promise you that it will be worth the wait. To wait 1 or 2 or 3 years for a guy that you know has got the stamp of approval and he's got everything that you want in a man. 1 to 2 to 3 years is nothing if you know that the right guy is going to be the one who comes along. And you'll be ready and the other girls will be ready. And the last thing in terms of the selection of the right guy, you can actually assist in the process of preparing these guys for these future women. Every time you've got the opportunity, you can share this with random guys and send them to the Men of High Value channel and get them to apply the principles that are necessary in order for them to become men of high value. As all the Girls of High Value women do this process and send men to that channel, the process is just going to become super sped up and there's going to be momentum and an exponential growth curve of the amount of men of high value that are available. Understand as well the principle of mathematics in all of this. One guy, 3 women. It's not one guy and then one guy is taken because one woman is the best woman and she's the one who gets the best guy. 3 amazing women gets 1 guy. So if we got 1,000 men, we'll have actually helped 3,000 women to get fantastic 3 girls in love relationships established with the long-term future in mind in order to make this work. And that guy will have the stamp of approval. Are there going to be any guarantees to this process? Of course not. However, which man of high value in his right mind will have received that stamp of approval to get 3 amazing, beautiful, feminine, unburdened women to become part of his life, and then he'd walk away from it? It wouldn't happen. As long as he's received the stamp of approval, he is trustworthy, he is a man of integrity, and he's got that massively strong foundation of financials. He's gonna stick around. And I'm pretty sure that you'll be sticking around as well. This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you in the next video.